Okay, so I want to create something that when it comes out of the break, it sort of crashes in. So we're going to make a sort of white noisy style crash. And I'm going to use the clap that's already there and a bit of white noise. So I'm going to move this drum fill up to the top just so that they're beside each other. And then I'm going to take just copy a part over here. And I'll grab a bit from the fill. Just saves me creating new MIDI tracks. And then what I'm going to do is go in, edit these, and what I want is just a clap at the start. Maybe keep the snare in. And I'm going to add, I'll extend the clap there about. And then we're going to add a bit of white noise. So I've just got a white noise sample. It's pretty basic. And when we put it into Impulse, it gives it the sort of attack and decay that you would get off a drum. So we can turn it up a bit and we'll extend the decay. And then I'll just put the note in. And we'll take our filters off. And it really is only the sort of top register that we want. So maybe just turn the white noise up a tiny bit more. Sounding pretty cool. And then what we're going to do is just turn our reverb up on these two channels. And it gives us a nice sort of reverb decay. And then I'm going to create a new audio track. Well, we have one there we can use. And we're going to resample. So we're going to take our audio from, set it to resample, arm our track, and then set the locator just before and hit record. And it'll sample the original sound and then the reverb tail. So we'll call that Rev Crash. And then we're going to position this just at this point here. And we'll need to turn down our reverbs on the drum channels. And we can rename this channel. And just set it in here. We'll hear what it sounds like. We can turn it up just using our gain. Turn it up a tiny bit more. I want it quite dramatic. And I might try a bit of a phaser on it as well, just to sort of give it a slightly different sound. We can put some and we'll try that. So let you hear it with it and without it. So without it first. And then with. And it just gives us a nicer sort of crash into that whole section. And I'm just going to tweak these synth lines as well. And I want the sort of break at this point to come further away. And we've got the sort of the spot effects here. Let me just listen to them on their own. So I'm going to put a filter on them. Let me see which one's doing the most. So we just want the high pass filter. Just want a high pass filter on this one. Just at the end of that sweep. So just at the end we want to go up. And then again we can have our filter turned off and just turn it on for that section. And the other thing I'm going to do, I think the reverb as well. Let me have a listen to it. So what I can do is copy the auto filter from the sweep to the reverb as well. Again, it just helps in that wee last second to just really distance itself from the next section. So let's zoom out and have a listen to that sort of last section, see how it's working. So sounding pretty cool. We did all the velocity stuff earlier and we haven't actually put that in. We haven't automated that in yet, so we might do that now. And I think I might just put it in at this section, have it coming up over here. And the other thing I'm going to do is automate the white noise in this riff. And what that'll give us is just, again, that sort of big swishier wall of noise sound at the end when that sort of riff's coming up. So we'll go into our main riff, and we've already got the oscillator's volume set, so we can just start bringing that up over this section, and we'll have it slamming right in. That's maybe too loud already. I'll solo that there and see what it sounds like. And we'll just bring that up over that section. Okay, cool. So we'll have a listen through just from the start of our break. Actually, there's one more thing I want to do is just start bringing in. We haven't got our main Korg melody in yet, so we'll grab it and start putting it in.
And everything I do for you.
So that's all sounding pretty wicked, and I'm just going to notch down the white noise on that oscillator a tiny amount. It's just going up a bit too high. Another thing we can do with the white noise oscillator and the velocities is, as we're sort of coming out of a section, we can sort of automate that down, and it'll sort of give a hint that we're coming out of the section. So you can hear there in those last sort of two bars, sort of you can feel the sort of the riff just sort of dulling down a bit. Well, not dulling down, but sort of just coming away. It's not as aggressive. So there we go. And in the next video, we're just going to continue taking all the elements we've done and putting them through the rest of our track.